Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mami, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello, good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's May 12 already. Yun na nga, half of May. Malapit na naman matapos. Napakabilis ng oras, napakabilis ng araw, right? And there was an earthquake daw. My siblings in Manila said it was malakas, but sinabi rin dito, but we didn't feel it here in Pampanga. I don't know the magnitude of the earthquake, but please everyone be safe. Hope everybody's okay. My siblings, I was just chatting with them sa Viber, and sabi nila malakas daw yung earthquake doon, naramdaman nila sa Marikina. So I don't know the magnitude of the earthquake. Sana walang damage, right? Everyone's okay. But patuloy na napakainit ng panahon, right? It's Wednesday and welcome to the show. Whoever's watching, na hindi ko na makita naman yung mga pangalan. But thank you. Welcome to our program, Buhay Online with me. And we're still talking about how to survive in this pandemic, how companies are bouncing back, and how actually we can bounce back from losses that we've incurred last year because of the pandemic, di ba? Pinapag-usapan natin kung paano tayo patuloy na magtrabaho, patuloy mabuhay ng comfortably naman, or how we can fend sa mga nawalan ng trabaho at nawalan ng negosyo. We were talking about that. So kahapon we talked about strategies to reinvent, or we talked about strategies to reinvent your business and thrive this year. Paso lang, sinabi ko, of course, number 1 is to adapt to market needs, right? Number 2 is to go digital. Tsaka yun na nga, check your budget, right? Check the budget that you're supposed to use and spend on this year, okay? Hello there, Tita Agnes Lakap. I miss you, Tita Agnes. Hello, Tita Pri. Maraming salamat for joining us this morning. Hello to the Maniago family, sila Laila dyan, tsaka si JM. Hello. At saka si Tita Pri Maniago. And of course, Tita Agnes Lakap. Thank you. Tita, turuan niyo po si Tito Jaime para makapunta siya dito, kasi wala si Jamil doon para magturo sa kanya. Because he's online, but he doesn't know how to get to this, to the Broad Streamcast Communicators page so that he can watch the show, right? But anyway, good morning to you po. Happy Wednesday, right? Tapos, of course, hello to my family in Manila, to Jenny and George Winnicky. Salamat sa Tokyo Tempura na nagka-sponsor ng aking birthday dito sa Pampanga. Salamat to the Winnicky family, right? At yun, no? Speaking of businesses thriving in this pandemic, my sister nga, they had 200 franchises of Tokyo Tempura that they had to close down primarily because those franchisees were mostly in the malls. And we know how, because of the mga ACQ, GCQ, whatever, ang mga malls ay hindi talaga gaanong napupuno nowadays. So, yung mga negosyo na nasa mall, makikita nyo, di ba? Yung mga mall, maraming bukas-sara, o yung mga hindi na nagbukas because, in all honesty, ang katotohanan yan is, kung sa mall kayo nagbukas ng franchise or may negosyo kayo doon na store, ang foot traffic sa mall ay curtailed, di ba? It's limited din yung capacity ng mall. Kaya parang kung sa mall ka merong tindahan, yung overhead mo, swerte ka na kung break even, right? That's why nga nagsara yung mga almost 200 franchises ng kapatid ko because of that. And on that note, they were able to they devised this program na para tulungan yung mga negosyo na yan. My brother-in-law and my sister, they offered to have Tokyo Tempura free franchise, para maghanap lang kayo ng lugar outside of the mall para magtayo ng Tokyo Tempura. Free na franchise yan. Cost of goods na lang ang inyong babayaran to have a Tokyo Tempura franchise, right? Kasi nga, part of that isig at tulong sa Bayanihan Project, right? So, and kasi nowadays nga, napansin ko like dito sa Pampanga, along MacArthur Highway, ang daming nag-uusbong ng mga little carts or anything kahit na kubo or tent nagtitinda ng something, ng prutas, ng pagkain, ng bibingka, ng mais or anything. Tsaka yun nga mga takoyaki, shawarma, nasa kalye na sila, hindi sa mall. Kasi nga, sa mall, mahal na yung rent ng lugar, tapos magbabayad ka pa ng tauhan mo, parang ang pinapagtrabaho mo na lang yung renta sa mall kasi konti lang ang tao na pumupunta, hindi mo ma-achieve yung yung profit mo, right? So, ayun ang advice lang talaga, yun. Mag-venture out kayo, right? Because a lot of places, right, they allow na magtinda ganun along the road. Or uso rin yung co-branding, mga existing rentals or businesses na nasa kalye, hindi sa mall, pwede kayong mag-share ng rent doon. Mag-co-brand kayo. Like for example, milk tea and Tokyo Tempura together. Ganyan, right? T+. Yan ang negosyo naman ng kapatid ng aking better half na si Jenny. Ang T+, negosyo ni JR at saka ni Ann Lakap. Yun din, mga milk tea or anything, any negosyo na pwede niyong gawin ngayon. Right? So, talking about that, how do you think MSMEs can thrive during this economic downturn? Ang MSME naman are those micro, small, and medium enterprises, SMMEs, okay? Ang SMMEs, hindi SMEs, small, medium enterprise naman yung SMEs. Ito, micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs. MSMEs comprising 99% of all businesses in the Philippines and employing 63% of the workforce, di ba? Ang mga MSME comprise 99% of all the businesses in the Philippines are MSMEs and they employ 63% of the workforce. And ito ang naapektuhan greatly ng COVID-19. Okay? All right? In a research conducted by the ADB or Asian Development Bank noong March, around 70% ng mga MSMEs temporarily closed down, di ba? During the lockdown last March, during the COVID-19 outbreak. Siyempre, when those MSMEs went out of business, yung mga assets nila were gone, right? Such as, anong mga asset ng MSMEs? Client lists nila, ang inventaryo nila, distribution channels, and other truly valuable assets they've built over the years. Diba? Nawala lahat yun nung nagsara sila temporarily. But what if, diba? Imagine nyo, kung kunyari merong paraan for these businesses to survive, even with limited capital. Kasi nga ngayong pandemic talaga, like sinabi ko ng mga ilang episodes before about business. Nowadays, because of being online and because of the internet, because of the facility of things on the internet, people can actually continue and thrive with their businesses with less capital than before na pag nag-start out, right? So, what if nga there's a way to do that with limited capital? What if there are ways to generate revenue still pa rin, which is what we're talking about? There are still ways to generate revenues. And sometimes also, meron pa rin ways para wag mong i-let go yung mga tao mo and continue operating. Like my sister along their businesses, they're working from out of their homes. Pero except for their commissary, na may ilang tao lang, pero yung iba nilang mga tauhan, of course, are working from home. But of course, they had to let go of the ones in the malls, yung mga kanya-kanyang franchises, right? Okay, here are suggestions, okay, on how this uh, small, and medium enterprises can thrive and pivot or turn around their operational procedures, right? And how they can survive and thrive during this economic downturn. Unang-una, anong pwedeng gawin para malunasan yan? Number one, okay, please get pen and paper kung gusto nyong sa ulo tong sasabihin ko. Work your customer list, okay? Go through your customer list. Check nyo yung customer list nyo, yung customer base nyo, and check their profiles, such as their age, gender, location, demographics, preferences. Then find other products or services that they might be interested in buying based on their profile. Yun na nga, kagaya, yan yung connected yan sa sinabi ko kahapon, adjust your market share. Adjust your market according to their needs. Okay? Because nga nag-iba ang nag-iba ang trends, nag-iba ang pangangailangan because of the pandemic. So, know your customers, right? Try to find out, do your profiling, right? Tapos, based on their profiles, humanap kayo ng suppliers to form a deal to introduce their products and services to your customer list. And then you split the profits, right? So yun, kaya nga ang dami ngayon ganyan, di ba? Nagre-resell or nagme-middleman, nagbo-broker, and then based on the pangangailangan nga ng customers nyo. Okay? That's number one. Work your customer list. Check your customer list. Di ba? Check their demographics, their profiles. Profiling. Then you find the suppliers, or like what I said yesterday, nag-develop ng products, yung mga Amazon, yung mga big companies, para mag-cater to the needs of the people in this present pandemic situation, like yung Zoom, di ba? Inayos nila yung kanilang platform, nilagyan ng mas maraming features na nag-a-adapt sa panahon ngayon. Ayan, naghahang na naman yung aking broadcast. Okay, number 2, okay, is to license successful systems and processes. Ano ibig sabihin? Diba? Do you have distinct processes such as marketing that attract significant buyers, selling methods that convert well into cash, flow management strategies, and other systems and processes that outperform the competition? Well, if you have, diba, itong mga i-license nyo itong mga sistema na ito and processes to other businesses of the same or different industry and earn licensing fees. Kikita kayo sa licensing fees. Ulitin ko. Kung may alam kayo ng mga processes or marketing processes that attract significant buyers selling their methodologies na para ma-convert sa cash, di ba? Para yung cash flow management system strategies, tsaka ibang sistema and processes na pwedeng, maging competitive ka sa market. Yun, i-market mo yun. If you have these systems, yan ang i-market nyo and earn licensing fees. The Intellectual Property Office is the regulatory office to transact with for this matter. So yan, i-commission mo yung Intellectual Property Office. Okay? Ano pa? Number 3, find opportunities for your marketing and sales team. Instead of letting go, okay, kung kumpanya kang malaki, right? Instead of letting go of your highly trained marketing and sales people, find businesses with the products and services that people are still buying but lack enough marketing and sales force. Mag-offer ka ng marketing team. Mag-offer ka ng marketing arm sa mga negosyo, right? Tapos yung mga companies na kulang sa marketing sales force or marketing arm, i-offer mo yung service nyo. Make a deal to help them sell their products and services. Then, ayun na ulit, split the profits, di ba? Ano na lang dyan. split the profits or mangomission ka from closed deals. So, if you don't want to let go of your good marketing and sales team, especially if you're a marketing communications company, yun, offer your services, but partner with them, right? Partner with businesses, partner with companies na mahina sa marketing and sales, wala silang ganong expertise. Then you offer your marketing team, right? And split the profits, either be on a retainer or commission or split the profits, right? Pretty good. Ano pa ang pwede mong gawin? Form, okay, you can form strategic alliances, yun na nga, joint venture partnerships. In this, itong ating panahon na to, you know, how can you thrive during this economic downturn? Number 3 and number 4 is to form strategic alliances. Yun na, makipag-joint venture kayo. Joint venture partnership is one of the easiest, safest, and fastest ways to help you survive and thrive during this economic downturn. Yun na nga yun. Parang, ano na rin yan, yung co-branding. Like may mga negosyo na nakatenga yung kanilang mga lugar, silang may-ari ng building, right? Tapos may mga existing businesses doon. Yung iba nagsara, iba nagbukas. Pero yung mga gusto mo rin magbukas, pero a little bit worry or iba, unsure sila sa takbo ng negosyo because of this COVID, pwede kang makishare nga ng rent, right? Sa existing business, mag-co-branding. Kunyari, meron siyang 40 square things, yung 20 square, kalahati nun gawin mong yung negosyo mo. Pero makishare ka ng rent or makishare kayo ng profit. So, form alliances and form joint ventures with existing businesses. Because nga, it is the easiest, safest, and fastest way parang going win-win situation for both, right? For both parties. To do this, you must find out, of course, again, what your customers buy, number 1, before, and then together, diba? And subsequent to your products and services, and form strategic alliances with the suppliers, diba? And other key stakeholders of these products and services. Of course, kung makikipartner ka sa isang lugar, syempre check mo muna dyan kung ano yung foot traffic o kung ano yung buying capacity dyan sa area na yan, or tatanungin mo, mag-interview mo yung mga kapitbahay ng mga negosyo para malaman mo, magkaroon ka ng idea kung paano tumatakbo yung negosyo doon, right? Before you can form an alliance with an existing business. Okay? There are 3 leverage points to help you propel your venture forward, okay? Ang pandemic kasi, no doubt, caused a significant impact on the economy at saka sa mga SMMEs. Business owners must realize that the problem is a solution to other business owners' problems, and that by biodiversity, and coexistence, diba? Pwede tayong mabuhay ng ganyan kung makikipartner tayo, magiging creative tayo about our negosyo, right? So again, to survive and bounce back from this, okay? Meron akong, I came across some information. Kasi now we're talking about businesses and that are applicable to us sa Philippines, right? Okay, I'm gonna show you something. Okay, hold on please. Kukunin ko muna. Hindi ko pa na-upload kasi medyo ko sa time because I was working, doing my other jobs earlier today and nag-infringe na doon sa oras ko para dito sa ating show. So I had little time to prepare for my materials. But let me just get it please. Pasensya na. Please bear with me. Alright, kukunin ko lang itong papag-usapan ko. Speaking of businesses that are thriving in this pandemic in the Philippines, okay? We want this to apply sa Philippines. What happened here? There you go, okay? Alright, recently, okay, nagkaroon ng Zoom conference itong mga negosyo na to, and they're gonna show, they were going to talk about how they dealt with and how they are dealing with the situation of the pandemic. Kasi nga, how they're surviving and bouncing back from the problems. Kasi nga, as the Philippines deals with the new surge of COVID-19 cases, it's created an atmosphere of uncertainty, di ba? Talaga hindi natin alam kung kailan ito matatapos, hindi natin sure kung paano ang takbo ng negosyo. Pero itong tatlong businesses na to, okay, they shared their tips on how local enterprises can fully recover from this pandemic, okay? To be aware of fundamental changes in consumer behaviors, yun na nga yung sinasabi ko, study the market, adapt to the market, sinabi ko na yun, leverage technology to cater these behaviors, yun na nga, go digital, and above all, always put people first and what their needs are, okay? So these insights were discussed in a recent webinar called PH Recovery, or Philippine Recovery. Are we there yet? It was organized by the Philippine Daily Inquirer under the Inquirer Project Rebound, okay? The broadsheet's contribution in helping the country bounce back from the economic impact of COVID-19. This webinar was moderated by Inquirer Business Features editor Tina Domlao. The webinar guests were Wensley Balingit, ito sa picture na to, Chief Customer Officer of MYNT or MYNT, Globe Fintech Innovations Inc., which operates GCash, di ba? Nowadays, ang GCash, very matunog ang pangalan na yan sa pag-online, buying, learning, anything. Hindi lang load ngayon ng GCash, right? Maraming bagay ngayon, pati pag-order ng pagkain, everything, businesses. Rosemary Bosch Ong, President of the Philippine Retailers Association, and Senior Executive Vice President, COO of Wilcon Depot, si Ms. Rosemary Bosch Ong, and Zoe Chi, Vice President of J&T Express Philippines. Yan, yung mga delivery, right? Talaga. So, shinare nila sa webinar na ito kung paano sila nag-thrive dito sa pandemya. Okay, ito ang sabi ng Globe, okay? Ito sa picture yan siya, okay? Alright. Okay. Yan ang sabi ng, excuse me, sabi ng Globe. Si Bangit said, Mint was able to navigate challenges brought about by the pandemic by how? By responding to shifting consumer and commercial behaviors instead of simply looking at market trends. So, hindi lang nila tinignan yung trend. Nag-shift sila talaga by responding sa consumer at saka behavior, right? Specifically, Bangit said that from a safety and security lens, the company was planned for the worst. Yun nga sabi nila, expect the worst, so that sometimes it never comes, right? But be ready for the worst, okay? Sabi ni Bangit, we definitely thought of ways on how to protect our employees in this new setup, how to enable them and ensure the right protocols for a work-from-home setup. Ito nga yan. Ito yung kung paano nila nag-survive tungkol sa workforce nila. Sinegoy ko to yung sa MSMEs, right? Because yun na nga, with that kasi paano mo aalagaan yung mga empleyado mo o ayaw mo mawala sila or paano mo ika-cut down. Yan ang ginawa ng GCash, right? They had to enable them and ensure the right protocols for a work-from-home setup. Yun na nga, binigyan ng mga laptop or mga desktop. Of course, binayaran ng Wi-Fi. Of course, Globe sila. Pwede sila mambigay ng libreng Wi-Fi sa mga empleyado kasi para naman sa trabaho. Sabi ni Bangit, we've also been looking at improving business processes and procedures. For example, GCash was ready to serve businesses and consumers when the economy closed. Safe and secure payment systems were easily rolled out. Yun na nga, ginawa nila accessible ang pambabayad online, right? Through GCash. Excuse me. Pwede ka na magbayad ng bill, magbayad ng talaga. Nung araw, Paymaya, but yung GCash talaga, naging very convenient. Sabi ni Bangit, right, safe and secure payment systems now were easily rolled out and we empowered many small businesses so they could survive and thrive through cashless solutions. Yun na nga. Yun na yun, cashless transactions. Ano nila yan? Pinagbuti nila, in-improve nila, right? Since the pandemic hit, sabi ni Bangit, GCash has seen transaction volumes rise by 4 times the usual amount Grabe, no? In December, the company hit the 1 trillion mark. Oh my gosh, right? Yan ang ganong karaming transactions went through GCash and yung cashless transactions, right? Aside from the growth of digital payments, tsaka cashless transactions, Bangit says some of the biggest changes in consumer behaviors include home deliveries, yun na nga, o yung JT Express, yeah, or mga Lala Move, diba? Talaga naman. And with the home deliveries, yun na nga, they need cashless transactions. Ano pa, non-contact services such as the RFID toll system in the country's major expressways, online communities, and virtual events. Lahat siya nag-proliferate itong past year. Because nga, bawal na ang concerts na live, we had virtual concerts, we had virtual launches. Yung mga press con ngayon, naging virtual na, hindi na kailangan ng venue na physical restaurant. Because, yun na nga, dahil sa Zoom and other, or Google Meets or other platforms like that, pwede nang magkaroon ng press con, pwede nang mag-launch ng event, pwede mag-concert, all online, right? The stay-at-home economy is another huge change, right? Sabi nga ni Bangit, as customers now confine themselves to their own safe havens, turning homes into all-around activity hubs. Talaga naman kasi yung bahay natin for the past year, then ako naman, naapektuhan ako ng yung work-home balance ko, wala na, hindi mo na talaga ma-balance kasi nga, yung work mo is your home, right? Pero yun, mindset na lang yan. You just have to make do and make it all work, right? Kasi yung comforts ng home mo, na-intrude na ng trabaho mo, right? So, but then you still have, for a lot of people, some people were affected nga psychologically and emotionally because of that. Kasi para wala ka ng privacy, yung trabaho mo nadadala mo na sa bahay, pati yung mga problema ng trabaho. But, we had to cope with that because of the times asked for it, right? So, as for businesses, sabi ni Bangit says many have become more conscious of their financial health, especially when it comes to their savings and investments. Totoo naman. Because nga, kagaya na sinabi ko, number 3, check your budget, check your costings. Isang way to thrive and strive in this pandemic is to check your finances, check your capacity to earn, right? And capacity to save at that, okay? So ito naman, that was coming from GCash, Mr. Bangit, right? On how they're thriving in this present situation. So that's from Winsley Bangit. So now naman tungkol sa Wilcon naman, how are they coping with this COVID-19? All right? Wilcon naman says it focused on its people, right? Nag-focus sila sa mga tauhan. On the part of Wilcon Depot, Ms. Rosemary Ong says their company has been able to rise above the pandemic-related challenges by focusing on their number one asset, their people. Yan. Ito naman. Okay? Even when Wilcon had to close down stores for 2 months during last year's strictest lockdown, sabi ni Ong, the company made it a point to still give their employees wages. Very good. Oh, buti naman. Good job, all right? Sinweldohan pa rin nila yung mga tauhan so they would not have to worry about their job and financial security. So, 2 buwan yon. Sinweldohan pa rin nila kasi nga, di ba, di lahat ng tao nabigyan ng ayuda. Yun nga kasi, nakakatawa yung ayuda natin kasi pinipili. Pag nakakondo ka or whatever, nakakaloka nga yung yaya ko na isa, yung tungkol sa ayuda na yan, naalala ko, nung nagpunta raw yung mga nag-check na barangay, nakita, uy, bago TV nyo, uy, ganyan-ganyan, hindi sila binigyan ng ayuda based on that. Syempre, bago nag-pandemya, may trabaho naman yung asawa niya, nakabili sila ng bagong TV, tapos, nawala na nga ng trabaho after the pandemic. Pero dahil porke bago yung TV, hindi bibigyan ng ayuda, nakakaloka yun, right? Well, so ito, saludo naman kila Ms. Ong at saka ang Wilcon for still continuing to give their employees their wages, right? Sabi ni Ong, they also extended this kind of assistance to communities where Wilcon Depot operates through various donations. Very good for you. God bless your hearts. We made good use of our resources to ensure that people would still have food at the table. Parang naman ako naiyak dyan. But good job. Sana all ganyan, right? She says, we know that we are part of this ecosystem, so we do our best to help our economy to recover. According to Miss Rosemary Ong, caring for their employees and communities was the single best decision they made for the company. Nag-goosebumps ako, ha? Good for you! With our continued visibility, we were still able to open 8 stores amid the pandemic, 6 of which were opened last year. See? Nag-reopen. Good job. Okay? Tapos with their people taken care of, Ong says Wilcon, like other retailers, has also leveraged technology to turn the business around, especially since the company is heavily dependent on the brick and mortar model. Oo nga eh. So nag-online na rin sila. Pero kasi nga 'di ba, hindi ka naman mahirap mag-shopping ng tiles, mahirap mag-shopping ng kung proper na gagamitin mo parquet or ganyan na flooring or whatever. Pero yan sila, they also diversified by going online for certain things. So, ginandahan yung website, ginawa interactive, right? Welcome now offers a browse, collect, and pick up deliver option to give buyers a safe and worry-free shopping experience. See? So, nag-elevate na rin sila, nag-update na rin sila ng kanilang business model. They have used technology to turn the business around. Good job. Okay, welcome. Good job. Very good. So, ano pa yung third company na nag-participate dito? Itong nasa picture na to is JNT Express. Digital technology at bayanihan spirit naman ang kanilang ginamit at ginawa. Like Wilcon, right, courier and logistics company JNT Express leveraged digital technology and the Filipinos' bayanihan spirit to thrive amid a challenges business climate. So yun na nga, ginamit rin ang teknolohiya para makatulong, right? At siyempre naman, dapat naman talaga, sabi nga natin, we use technology to help us and to earn our advantage, right? Make use of it talaga, maximize it, to make life easier and better. So, anong ginawa ng JNT? Like Wilcon, ginamit nga nila yun. Pero Filipinos bayanihan spirits ang nag-thrive amid a challenging business climate. Sabi niya talaga. Like I've been saying also, this pandemic situation has really encouraged our bayanihan spirit, not only just in the Philippines, but also worldwide, right? People caring more about each other, people being mindful of others, people being more sensitive to the needs of others. Yan ang nangyari sa pandemic situation na to because we're all in this together, right? Because it's a global problem, right? To help small and medium enterprises, especially those in the provinces, showcase their products, the company launched last year the Certified Localista campaign. Itong ginawa ng JNT Express, which encouraged Filipinos to patronize local businesses in an effort to revive the largest sector of the Philippine community, or Philippine economy, sorry. The campaign ran from October 2020 to early this year in Certified Localista campaign. Sabi ni Ms. Chi that while many people lost their jobs dahil sa pandemic, dahil maraming nawalan ng trabaho, JNT was able to give riders employment. See, ang kanilang mga riders ay patuloy pa rin nagtrabaho. Actually, talaga, lumakas yung negosyo ng delivery, right? So, nagkaroon ng mga, of course, yung existing riders nila, pero nag-hire pa rin sila because yung mga ibang tao, parang nagkaroon ng second career being a rider and driver, right? Thanks to the accelerated adoption of e-commerce, which led to a sharp increase in package deliveries. Itong ginawa nila, dinigitalize nila, negosyo nila, right? And because of e-commerce nga, it led to a sharp increase in package deliveries. This synergy between yung logistics and transport industry and technology ultimately led to economic empowerment across cities and regions, sabi ni Ms. Chi. Moving forward, okay, businesses can learn from these kinds of solutions. Totoo naman, sabi ni Ms. Ong. She adds that companies should not just ride the wave of digitalization, but proactively work with other sectors such as the government, totoo naman, in transforming the way enterprise operates in the next normal. Talaga naman yan eh. Kasi kahit naman ang gobyerno nag-automate na, ang gobyerno nag-digitalize na, di ba? Kaya nga, pwede ka nang mag-apply ng passport, ng Philippine passport online. Pwede ka nang, yung national ID rin, pwede mo nang i-apply online. Yung PSA, kukuha ka ng birth certificate o order ka ng birth certificate, online na rin lahat. So, everything, like I said yesterday, kung wala kang presence online, hindi ka in. Kung wala kang presence online, you're not gonna thrive, right? It simply is a must to go online and digitalize, right? Because that is the wave of the future. It is actually not the future anymore. It is the present. Okay? We were able to navigate 2020. And while we won't be able to solve all problems in 2021, sabi itong ating panel, we have become better at looking for these solutions. Okay? It's still a continuous learning process for everybody. Totoo naman. Lahat ng negosyo, nag-aaral pa, lahat ng companies, nagre-research pa and develop other products and services that can be used and that can be offered in this pandemic situation. So, Project Rebound is the Philippine Daily Inquirer's advocacy campaign to help Filipinos overcome the crisis through relevant and timely information they can use to make informed decisions. So, yan ang ginawa ng Project Rebound. Gines niya itong tatlo na itong negosyo. Yan ang mga sinabi nilang pamamaraan kung paano sila nakakapag-survive in this pandemic. Okay? Very good. So, yeah. So, that's one way. Okay? So, what businesses, okay, sinabi natin yan, what small businesses are thriving during this coronavirus, okay? Yes, I said yes. Somebody text yes. I said we're going to continue to talk about which businesses can thrive in this pandemic. While many companies are still hurting during this coronavirus pandemic, kasi some small businesses are seeing lots of new and returning customers. Yun nga yung nagsa-thrive in this pandemic. Mga negosyong existing before the pandemic na patuloy pa rin silang nagnenegosyo, patuloy pa rin ang kanilang operations. Ano-ano to? Anong mga business ito? We already started to say list. Ito yung mga nasa picture ko. Wait, hold on a second, please. Okay. Thank you. Alright. Ano mga business yan? Sinabi ko yung Airbnb, yung Zoom, yung food and truck business, home food delivery, online learning, yan. Yan ang mga patuloy na negosyo na they were already operating before the pandemic at hindi sila nag-close down. Instead, patuloy pa rin sila. Right? So, with all kinds of businesses creatively learning to adapt to the coronavirus, dapat hindi tayo magulat that some traditional businesses have seen success also, di ba? Yung mga traditional na negosyo. Businesses that help people. Ano yung mga negosyo yun? It is mga negosyo that help people socially distance themselves from others. Well, which is yung delivery na yan, food delivery, o yung mga riders na yan, yung mga drivers ng mga motorcycles, nagkaroon na sila ng opportunity magtrabaho, yung mga bumili ng mga motorcycles o yung mga sasakyan, ginagamit nila pang deliver. Yan ang mga negosyo at trabaho na patuloy na nangyayari in this pandemic. Okay? Retailers that enable people to eat and drink at home, and healthcare services that are the main examples of such businesses that are thriving. Okay? So, ano to? So, itong mga negosyo ito, like sinasabi ko, like I was saying, these are businesses that help people socially distance themselves. Kasi nga, stay at home. We're being encouraged to stay at home. Only go out to get essentials or get medicine or get medical assistance. Pero yun na nga, may mga app na ngayon na mga online nurse or doctor consultations. So what are the businesses? that are seeing strong demand during this pandemic coronavirus era. Diba, nakapagbigay na tayo ng mga iba, tuloy pa natin kung ano-ano to. Okay? Cleaning services, alright? Okay? With the spread of the coronavirus fears around the country, it should come as no surprise that professional cleaning services, right, such as sanitizing offices, sanitizing restaurants and homes, are in high demand, right? Cleaning companies such as Columbus, Ohio-based, Columbus, Ohio, mga local cleaning companies, di ba? Doon sa Amerika, yung mga cleaning services, janitorial services lumakas. Dito rin sa Philippines, may mga nag-offer niyan to sanitize your home, sanitize your office. Tsaka hindi, products that are for cleaning or yung mga PPEs or yung mga UV wands, yung mga UV necklaces. Pag manufacture ng mga yan, yung mga gadgets or na yan, on the rise, right? Pero yun, mga cleaning services, patuloy silang nagninegosyo, right? Ano pa ang of course, actually ito dapat number 1, yung delivery services, right? Because many people are afraid to leave the homes, so at saka may mga lockdown, yan ang talagang from last year pa lang, tumaas na ang gamit ng pag-order ng pagkain or pag-deliver ng mga package. Di ba? Dumami ang need for drivers. Dumami rin ang need na yung ibang mga companies hinahayaan ng gamitin ng driver ang sasakyan niya kung meron siya para mag-deliver, right? Kasama na yun sa pag-join mo dun sa, kunyari, as a Grab or Lalamove deliverer, right? Ano pang klaseng negosyo? Yung mga, of course, yung mga 7-Eleven, bukas pa rin. Liquor and wine stores. Lumakas kasi yung pang-iinom ng mga tao, right? Kasi with many bars that close around the world and sa Philippines then due to COVID-19, yung local liquor stores and wine stores have dramatically increased their sales, right? Totoo naman. It was even difficult to keep up with the demand. Dahil nga, di ba, nasisira ng ulo ng mga tao na sa bahay. Di na nga. So, inuman sa bahay. So, tumaas ang sales ng mga liquor and wine stores na bukas. Lalo na yung mga 7-Eleven na nagbebenta, right? Tapos, ano pang klase? Yung meal preparation delivery services. Like dito sa Pilipinas, dumami ngayon ng mga lutong bahay, right? Mga packed meals or mga ready-made entrees or mga ulam. Tsaka yung hindi ka na lalabas kasi kumain sa restaurant. So, yung restaurant, dadali na lang sa bahay mo. Kahit yung mga sanggapsal, di ba, they also offer that kind of service to bring samgyapsal into your homes. Pati yung mga sidings and all that. So, may mga packages, right? Iba-ibang klaseng food, international cuisine, or even, of course, the local, the fast food chains, of course, have gone digital. And lalong maraming delivery talaga. Tumaas din siguro yung benta lalo ng McDo, Jollibee, Chowking, everything because people are ordering food. Pati para sa mga parties, meron kayong makikita mga party planners online. At the same time, kasi you can also plan virtual parties. Like, nung nag-isap yung lockdown, naging modified ECQ to GCQ. At one point, naging GCQ yung Manila. Diba? So, pwede nang magkaroon ng mga weddings and little bit events. Pero, syempre, social distancing tsaka yung number of people bilang. Pero yun, those kinds of businesses saw its emergence or na-revive online because of this pandemic. Pero yun, meron pa rin mga party planners ngayon. Pero yun na nga lang, pinaplanan lang ngayon are small events and naka-incorporate dyan. Yun na nga rin, weddings and funerals. Kasi yung mga funerals, mga iburol na nauso na yan ng St. Peter. Pero ngayon, uso rin talaga yung virtual burial and virtual living because of social distancing. We cannot be there for the events my own father included, when he passed away last year in July, we just had a virtual wake for my dad. So yun, those things, right? What else? Uh, uh, Game makers and sellers. With the novel coronavirus forcing many people to stay at home nga, a lot of people had to find ways to keep busy. So, yung ibang tao nanonood ng mga cooking show para matuto magluto, kasi ang daming mga instructionals na nasa YouTube at saka nasa live stream, pati yung mga workout ng mga tao to keep fit in this coronavirus period. So, yung mga online coaches, online tutoring, online learning, dumami. So, yung mga, kunyari, nagtuturo ng face-to-face tutoring before the pandemic, kinontinue na nila yung negosyo nila by teaching online, right? Kasi that's almost pareho rin naman kasi pwede ka mag one-on-one sa student mo or you can conduct a class to a group, which made it more robust because pwede ka na mag-offer ng group tutoring or face-to-face one-on-one, right? Tapos yun na nga, yung mga gaming, ay, yung ano talaga yan. Board games and puzzles were selling well. Dahil sa pagkakaabalahan, At the same time, video games, syempre, yung mga game developer, agad-agad silang biglang nag-offer ng mga games, tsaka of course, and the existing games na nilalaro ng mga tao just to break the monotony and cure their boredom, okay? As the COVID-19 pandemic has forced people to socially distance and avoid public transport, it has also sharply increased demand for mga, yun na nga, activities to do online, right? Tsaka yung work from home talaga, tumaas ang ratio, right? So, those are the companies that are, or the jobs that we do, okay? Pero ano pa, yung mga gumagawa ng mga PPE, mga masks, di ba dati kasi nung nag-umpisa yung lockdown, mostly from China galing, tapos nagkaroon ng shortage kasi nag-hoard mga tao. Nag-hoarding, ng lahat, alcohol to masks. So, nagkaroon naman ng chance yung mga ibang manufacturers to to make masks na hindi lang N95, basta ginawa nila ergonomic inadapt nila kung ano-anong consideration. Kasi yun na nga, yun na lang gumawa ng mga ganito. Let me show you. Alright. People became very creative about producing and making products that will help, right? Yan, di ba? Kung ito yung mga face mask na nagkalat na madami na throw away, meron lang invento nito, right? Yan. Lalagay mo dyan para makahinga ka, di ba? Para nakaangat yung ilong mo, nakakahinga. Kasi ang problema kasi talaga, in the beginning, when the mask is so tight, hindi ka makahinga at all or nagkaka-allergy talaga dito dahil nakadikit, right? Tsaka yung lips ko nagde-dry. So yan, ang galing din ng mga naka-invento nito, yung manufacture niyan, right? O, di ba? Para nakaangat ka, hindi ka See? Those things, people became innovative and creative. Tapos yung mga telehealth services, nandito na rin sa Philippines yan. Ngayon, pwede kang tumawag yung MediPlus ba yun? Na may ano rin, online consultations. Aside from online consultations ng doctors and online nurses, you also have health services. Like itong may COVID-19 na parang Medivan, yung mga van that I posted here kung magkano yung before Basta yung doctor's team, a doctor and parang may van na yan, pupunta sa bahay ng pag may COVID-19 ka na and help care for you instead of being in the hospital. Pero of course, meron yung bayad, right? Pero yun, ginawang negosyo yun, mga mobile hospitals or mobile caregivers, right? You really have to innovate and be creative about it. So, telemedicine ang tawag, telehealth services, right? Telehealth companies allow patients to see doctors or therapists via computers or via the cell phones. It's become popular. Okay? Nag-increase siya ng 50% nationwide or worldwide. Okay? Tapos ano pa? Yung tutoring business, of course. With many schools shifting from in-person learning to online or some sort or all instruction, some parents are concerned that their children will fall behind during the transition. One way parents are working to keep their kids' education on track is by hiring private tutors. Pero yun na nga, like I said, the tutors that were all teaching face-to-face are now online. So your kids, yung tutor nila actually, malay nyo, yung tutor na dating ginagamit mo sa anak mo, naka-online na rin yun. Pwede na rin yan turuan yung anak mo through Skype, through Messenger, through Viber, through a lot of platforms na face-to-face. Yun na nga lang, depende sa connection mo, pwede ka magka-downtime at may delay kung ang internet mo ay mabagal. Okay? These businesses, sometimes with multiple tutors, or you can go into business for yourself. You can start your own tutoring business if you're a good tutor, right? So, yan ang negosyo pa na naging malaking bagay nitong pandemya. Yung pag-tutor, right? Academically, oo, yeah. Yung mga ating mga personal tutors sa ating mga anak, most of them, especially if they're young, the younger ones, are already online and offering to tutor. Alright? Kung hindi naman yung ating mong tutor, marami kang makukuhang tutor for your child online. Right? Because this has become a very lucrative business for a lot of people who also want to do freelance tutoring or lecturing, right? So, online tutoring is pretty good, right? Because, syempre, yung mga walang internet dito sa Pilipinas, nagmo-modules. Okay. Pero ayun nga, a lot of it, kasi nga, sarado ang mga eskwela natin na physical eskwela's, napunta lahat online ng pag-aaral tsaka yung sa modules. Pero yun na nga yung kung kailangan ng tulong ng anak nyo for a tutor, you can now get tutors online, right? Okay. So, what else? Yun, selling food online, learning online, right? That has become a good business to be in and a good job to have in this pandemic situation. Ano pa? Ayun na, sa healthcare. Ano pa? Online. Yun, yung mga advertisements. Your sales and marketing strategies have to include being on social media, right? Because social media marketing counts a lot, especially in trying to introduce your products and services and trying to introduce yourself if you're the brand, if you're a speaker, a private tutor, or a seminar speaker or moderator. The important thing is to be visible and be online, right? So that is really important. Okay? Because you have to go digital diba? Businesses now, if you're not online, for some people, you don't exist because hindi ka nila kita, diba? Of course, there's television pa para to put your ads, pero nowadays, people can watch the shows on their tablets, on their cell phones, anywhere, while they're mobile, while they're sitting, while they're eating, while they're walking, or riding the train or the bus or whatever. So, go digital na tayo, diba? Mga negosyo. Going digital naman kasi doesn't mean that you need maraming followers like I said yesterday. I mean, start with your network of friends. But at the same, those network of friends, for example, yung 100 or 500 friends mo, mag-multiply yun. 3-fold, 10-fold pa. Kasi yung 500 na yun, merong 500 friends. Yung 500 na yun, merong 500 friends. Hanggang sa multiply at humaba at lumawak yung network mo. Okay? Interacting with your customers online goes a long way to grow your brand or your business. Diba? Sinasabi ko na yan palagi. The point here is to connect and communicate with your customers online, right? When you take advantage of digitizing your business, sigurado magta-thrive ang business mo. Gamitin mo ito para sa sarili mo, para mag-improve. At saka, yan ang isang big factor dito on how to thrive in this pandemic economy. Pandemic affected economy. Yun na nga, go digital because technology is a big help for us to how we can thrive, right? Ito pa, meron ako nabasang balita rito. Imagine, see, ang Burger King, right? Ang Burger King, nag-spark ng controversy because yung mga, di ba, kasi nga yung mga ibang restaurants nag-close, tsaka ang capacity, like sa Amerika, hindi pwedeng 100% full ang mga restaurant. Very strict lockdowns yan. So, ang ginawa nila, in-offer nila yung iba nilang branches, okay, para maging classroom. The fast food chain Burger King launched a campaign to offer its restaurant as classrooms sa Dominican Republic. Ha? Very recent news to, May 5 lang. This sparked a controversy, outrage sa social networks. But naman, tumutulong lang naman. They accused the company of taking advantage of the COVID-19 and delayed return to the classroom in the country. Okay? Ang slogan nila, let's turn on education. Burger King invited students and teachers to use their premises to resume face-to-face classes. Aba, okay? So, part of the controversy kasi was that Burger King added in its publication the hashtag Abran Las Aulas, used by organizations that demand the reopening of schools. As in most of the world kasi, this measure was imposed by the Dominican government to contain the coronavirus. However, in other countries, society is divided between those who demand an end to the restrictions and those who prefer that they remain in place to prevent the spread of the virus. Kaya pala sila nagalit, okay? Kasi sabi nila, what a shame that the company likes to involve children in an unseemly way in a purely adult issue. Creeping manipulation. So parang kasi hindi sila natuwa na ini-encourage ng Burger King na lumabas ng bahay at yun, mag-aral, mag-face-to-face education sa kanilang mga restaurant, gawing classroom. Naintindihan ko. Kasi nga dapat stay at home right? Pero that was just such a good gesture naman nang walang classroom to offer. Pero syempre may ulterior motive doon, no? Nakakain ka doon sa Burger King. Pero yun na nga rin, mag-spread pa rin yung virus. So we have to innovate, right? We have to innovate and think about ways to survive. And those are the few tips that I have given regarding thriving in this pandemic. More of that tomorrow. Patuloy pa rin tayo sa strive and survive in this pandemic episode ng ating Buhay Online. Thank you so much for the people that joined me today. Maraming salamat. And keep safe, everybody. Please always keep your faith, hope, and love burning in your hearts. And of course, our faith in the good Lord that everything will be okay, right? And everything will be worked for good. So bukas, more on the issues of how to thrive and strive and thrive in this pandemic. Next week, meron tayong mga resource speakers. Inaayos natin ang lineup natin for this next quarter. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much. And please keep safe. Napakainit. But wala. Kailangan din tayo mag-conserve ng energy dahil di ba ang ating mga pag-iwan ng aircon buong araw, my gosh. Yun naman, ang electric bill. Nagtaas yata ang electric bill, ang electricity, or was it gas? I forget. I think it was gas na tumaas, not the electric bill. Wag naman. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. This has been Jaye Bautista, enjoying my chit-chat with you guys regarding how to strive and thrive in this pandemic situation. More of that tomorrow po. Patuloy natin pag-uusapan yan. Maraming salamat po and have a good day and enjoy your lunch, please, and keep safe. Okay, always please observe the health protocols that our government is imposing. Kasi yan lang talaga ang tulong sa pagkalat niya. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online. sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.